What's up, everybody? We got Matt and Devin from Just Another Failure podcast, and this episode with Garrett from Aldan American is presented to you by Manscaped, Muertos Coffee, 30 Seconds Out, and Boost Oxygen. We have a promo code with Muertos Coffee, firefighter owned and operated coffee company out of Winters, California. Go over there today, use promo code Just Another Failure to receive 15% off. Great coffee. It's delicious. Plus, the proceeds go to our first responders and our frontliners. Check them out at muertoscoffeecompany.com. Use promo code use promo code Just Another Failure. Devin, you got to deal with the Manscaped in our show.
Yes,
so let's talk about Manscaped in the holidays. What do we got?
Well, I mean, if you're looking for the ultimate stocking stuffer for the holiday season, look no further because our sponsor, Manscaped, have the tools to make you win this year's stocking stuffer or white elephant competition. Manscaped's the only brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene products. And great news, they just released their new products across Europe, Canada, and Australia. A few of the products that are, prime stocking stuffers for this season. You got the Crop Preserver, which is, ball deodorant. Name kind of speaks for itself. You got the Crop Reviver, which is a ball toner, a spray-on toner that'll give your balls a nice little slice of heaven with their aloe vera and hazel extracts. They got the Weed Whacker. That's a nose and hair trimmer.
Dude, he sounds really good when you say this.
I'm killing the game right now. They got the Weed Whacker. It's the nose and ear hair trimmer. Sorry. It's got the skin safe technology, so it provides a nice, clean cut right there. You don't got to worry about any nicks in the soft areas of the face. But then you can't forget about the best trimmer for the butt, balls, and body. The Lawnmower 3.0 offers replaceable ceramic blades with advanced skin-safe technology as well, which helps reduce the nicks downstairs. So whether this is for your partner, your dad, your brother, your friend, get them something that they'll actually use, and it's, you might get a nice little laugh at a white elephant too, So go to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free shipping with code FAIL at checkout. That's code FAIL at checkout for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the episode.
What up?
All right, here we go.
What's going on?
Came in way too hot. Way too hot.
Tell me you're okay.
Ooh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Failure podcast with myself, my buddy Matt over there, and we got our buddy Garrett over here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy?
I mean, we'll give you a quick little introduction.
Yeah.
Devin just Googled this about 10 minutes ago.
It's all good.
Do I say part owner?
You could say whatever, man.
Do I say full owner
Yeah.
of Aldan American? They manufacture professional grade hot rod shocks and suspension, and they're all made right here in the great US of A.
That's right. Very
That was
nice.
a pretty solid
Very nice.
intro,
Yeah.
eh?
Good.
Was that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it was good, man.
That was a
Okay.
pretty
That's
sick
it.
intro. Huh?
Yeah.
Makes your stuff sound really nice.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
It's a title, yeah. Yeah. But no, yeah, here in LA, and we're coming up on 40 years. I've owned the company the last.
You've owned the company for 40 years,
not
Garrett?
40, man. No. But the last
Right? You look good for your age.
The last 6. So
Yeah,
it's been a grind, man. A lot of good stuff this year. Crazy years we all know, but lot of good stuff, and we'll get into it. So
That's what we like to
yeah,
hear.
stoked to be here.
We're stoked to have you, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
thanks for
too,
joining
and
us.
Matt and I, we go back. I was thinking about it driving over here. I'm like, dude, I've known Matt for
Dude, like 20 years.
at least 20.
Dude, I feel like half the podcasts we've done
Yeah.
recently,
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh yeah, me and Matt grew up together. Me and Matt did this together." I'm like,
No, I know.
I'm like, cool. Did everybody grow up in this quote unquote small town that you lived in? Like,
yeah, dude.
It's a very famous small town.
I'm like,
It is.
Jesus,
It is.
dude.
And I was thinking, I'm like, where did I meet Matt? How did I meet Matt? And I was thinking maybe middle school or freshman year of high school.
I think it was middle school. I think we met you were at
Yeah.
Creekside and I was Canyon.
Yeah.
So, but we might have been around each other in middle school.
But you used to hang out with like the Cowboys and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember my cousin Trevor?
Yeah.
He'd hang out in that
All right.
crew.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this guy Matt. And then you went off to
The Caribbean.
The Caribbean,
Yeah.
like senior. Like, oh, this guy Matt's in school, and like he disappeared. And then and then
Garrett used to have the biggest afro in high school, like
Really?
hands down, like a mass. And then, dude, Garrett, like,
I have a borderline afro as well.
Yeah, no, it happens. No, yeah, I bet Ross that I get cornrows. So I grew my hair out for like a year and a half, and then it was out of
that's right,
control.
you did do corn.
And then I got cornrows, and then it hurt, and I pulled them out. Yeah,
Dude.
and then I like shaved my head.
This is like early 2000. This is like early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
But like Garrett was born into the hustle because like
Yeah,
I remember days with Garrett was like this dude had every other day he had a new dirt bike at his house. Like how many dirt bikes? You and your brother
Dude,
tallied it
Spence-
up.
Yeah, dude, we've had a couple hundred.
Dirt
And
bikes.
That's when we were like in our teenage.
For like why
Because
though?
they were buying and
we
flipping.
buy and sell, dude. I
Ah.
get out of school, hit Craigslist, hit eBay, and just start going at it, man. Go to pick
Dude.
up a couple dirt bikes, bring them home, polish them up, clean them up, go ride them for a little bit, flip them, sell them, make a couple thousand
Hey,
bucks. And,
that's
Dude,
pretty
Garrett like
sick.
paid his way through college flipping cars,
Yeah.
dirt bikes, and mountain bikes off. We would go through like some of the sketchiest spots sometimes to pick stuff up. Garrett would hit me up, be like, "Hey, I need you to roll out here with me," and we like roll up. I'm like, "Dude, I got my first mountain bike with Garrett. I bought my Specialized, dude.
Dude, those low key Craigslist pickups
Yo,
are
you got
like,
it.
Dude,
That's
you get
Garrett-
some deals,
It's gold,
but you
dude.
might get
Yeah.
stabbed in the throat.
But I was thinking about the other day, dude. Like in when we were doing it, like in the mid 2000s or whatever, it was a different. I don't think a lot of people knew about Craigslist, or it was kind of like a. Now I feel like it's more saturated and stuff's gone on to like Facebook Marketplace and other places, but
It was still more like newspaper ad reads back then. Like I
it
mean,
was like grassroots. It was kind of like
Yeah.
it was cool. It was fun, dude. Going out, meeting different people, and then buying and then selling these things. It'd be selling dirt bikes and built up into cars and trucks and selling boats and whatever. But
if Garrett had a TV show in the early 2000s, it would have been
Yeah.
a hit. Like he was the king hustler of Craigslist. We used to go to sideshows together in Oakland. Remember when your brother was doing wheelies down the street of like 100th
Dude.
Avenue?
on a dirt bike, we were looking to buy
Yeah.
from a guy, and we're like, hey, we'll be right back, and we drove it, and he's on
Oh, it's like 100th Avenue or something
Yeah,
like
on the
that.
side of the
And-
freeway.
Yeah, in Oakland, no shirt on.
he was just like, let me test it real quick.
Yeah.
And
No
it was
shirt
just
on. And
12 o'clock, boys.
your brother was
Yeah.
probably like 16.
Dude, he was probably like 14
Oh
or
yeah, he's probably like
13,
13 or
dude.
14. Dude, we're in the heart of Oakland, in the ghetto, like in the hood,
Yeah.
doing this stuff. Then we used to go to the
Spence
sideshows.
can
Hey.
ride, he can ride stand-up wheelies like no one's business. Like,
Hey,
he's
whoa,
sick,
dude,
yeah.
Oakland's a really nice place. Mellow out.
No, it's a good.
What do you
time.
mean?
It's a good time. We grew up in Oakland.
Shit, from when we were kids, it's night and day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we were going down there buying and selling, and
I got a gun
Yeah.
pulled off me in
Yeah, I
Oakland
know,
too.
I
Like
know.
those were some gnarly
Yeah.
days back then.
Yeah.
But Garrett's brother had a mouthpiece on him back in the day. Like that
Yeah.
kid, like he would tell you, you'd go over to his house and like be like, damn, dude, that bike's sick. I just don't got the money right now. He'd be like, well, dude, just go down to the corner and work the corner for a couple minutes, then come back up and talk to me. His brother would be like 14 years old telling you that.
yeah,
He's not wrong.
yeah.
You know?
a lot of good times, man. So
Yeah.
that's what I met Matt. Matt back in middle school or high school, and we've been buddies ever since. So from the Bay Area. And somehow we're both down
We were
here
roommates in LA.
Yeah, in Long Beach and
I've
and
literally
Manhattan
met,
Beach.
Yeah.
I've met 7 people from the Bay Area, and then I met Matt,
Yeah.
and now I've met 783 people, all from the Bay Area.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
This small town that he
I
fucking
know.
talks about
Yeah,
all the time.
no one knows of
No
it.
one knows of
Yeah,
Castro Valley,
Castro
right?
Valley, man.
Yeah, like Garrett and I don't know, where were we, like a mile and a half from each other growing
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
So we were like a mile and a half growing up from each other. We were roommates in Manhattan Beach, and now we live like a mile and a half from each other again in Long Beach. So
Yeah.
we just can't really outrun each other.
Dude, you guys are so cute together.
I know,
Right?
man.
honestly.
Yeah.
We actually met on the original
Yeah.
Christians
Yeah.
Mingle back in the day. Was it Jew date?
One of them, man. Whatever, mid 2000s.
Mid 2000s, whatever that was back then.
Yeah, who knows?
Friendster.
Exactly.
MySpace.
Yeah. All of the above. All of the above.
He was on
man.
my top 8 on MySpace.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, dude, like, let's talk about the company a little bit.
Let's talk
and
about it.
what you got going on. I mean,
Yeah.
I gave a brief overview, but
Yeah. So where are we at? So I used to work. Did all sorts.
We're in
of
Long Beach, Garrett.
Yeah, we're in Long Beach. Where am I at? Yeah. So I used to work for like Hot Rod Magazine, that whole brand, that Motor Trend. They owned just about every automotive public, print magazine, website, Hot Rod.
That was
Diesel
Peterson's company,
Power,
right?
all that stuff. Yeah, it went through different private equity and all that. But anyways, I would sell ads for events, digital stuff, print stuff, all sorts of things within all these automotive titles. So with all that, is in what they call the automotive aftermarket. So you think, hey, I got a car, truck, I need wheels, tires, exhaust, all the stuff you would get, in the aftermarket. So not the OEM stuff you're getting from the dealership.
so like all the stuff from like Fast and Furious.
Exactly.
You're selling NOS
Yeah,
tanks.
NOS, exactly. Yeah, hit the bottle, man. Yeah.
Him and Luda are good buddies.
Exactly. Yeah. Vin Diesel, all my boys. But
Got enough NOS in there to blow himself up.
That's right. Yeah, dude. Fast, all the memes and stuff, social media, all the Vin, hitting the button and
Yeah.
stuff. It's outrageous. But anyways, so here I am, Hot Rod, selling advertising, helping companies do their marketing plans and stuff like that, and in and out of a lot of small businesses, larger businesses within the aftermarket, kind of all over here on the West Coast, and with all that, came across this company, Aldan Shocks, and here they are in Carson, California. Hot Rod, we're up in El Segundo, so 15 minutes down the road or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of my bosses at the time says, hey, Garrett, this company Aldan Shocks, go check them out. They were doing a bunch of advertising. They kind of stopped, go see what's up. So go down there. This is like in 2012 or something. This was a few years ago. But end up going in there and just a time warp. Here's this little business, hole in the wall, little operation. And the owner, just old dude, old Vietnam veteran, chain smoking Marlboro Reds. I go in there, I'm like, man, my eyes are bleeding nicotine. I mean, sitting in there, BSing with him for a little bit. But anyways, the guy, good guy, been running the company at that point for like 30 some odd years. And I'd stop in there every now and drop off some magazines. Hey, dude, like, you should get a website going. Like, I could help you with that.
He's like, a what?
He's like, a what? Yeah, how about some social media? Like, so here's this dude had this company. American-made product, cool brand. Was one of the larger shock companies, probably in the 80s and early 90s, and then just he had health issues, kind of lifted off the gas, and through the recession back in '08, and just not keeping up with the times, a lot more competition hitting the marketplace, and Aldan just kind of it just kind of went to the wayside.
Started fading away a little bit.
So
Because it was pretty much one of the premier shocks and one of the like one of four companies, right?
Yeah. So back in the 80s, it was one of the first companies to develop like a billet aluminum coilover shock, and they teamed up with like Pete and Jake's, some of the other early hot rod companies, and developed this coilover shock for street rods and hot rods, and then started getting into drag racing. And kind of went on through different chassis companies, through the decades. So, come recession time, '08, kind of started fading away a little bit. And so anyways, I jumped forward a few years. Owner and I, go in there, stop by, and he's like, man, Gary, you're in and out all these companies. If I'm not for sale, but he goes, I'm not getting any younger. I don't have any kids and stuff. So, if the company's not for sale, but if you ever came across someone or whatever, I'd be interested in talking. So, I went to school down here, had different relationships, worked at a few different companies, and guy I worked for out of college, he recently sold his company, and he's kind of a business mentor, friend, and
was he the electronics rentals?
Yeah. Computer rentals,
computer
up
rentals
in Culver City.
Yeah,
when I lived up there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so relationship with him, kind of same thing. Hey, Garrett, sold my business, and not looking to work 100-hour weeks like I've done for the last X amount of years, but you're in all these companies, you ever come across something. So I'm like, oh shit, well, hey, there is this Aldan Shocks. And anyway, started doing some due diligence, going there, meeting with the owner, of Aldan more and more, and getting more secondhand smoke from all the Reds, and
Became a chain smoker.
Yeah,
and
Garrett
smoked-
actually still Garrett's actually back on the Marlboro Red diet right now. So
Marlboro Reds.
He's a chain smoker and a business owner now. Sweet.
Coffee and Diet Mountain Dew, I think, was Kelly's. Kelly's passed. God rest his soul. But
Garrett still lives on the tradition down there.
just a character. It was like kind of, you seen the movie Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. That was Kelly. So cool, interesting dude. And so anyways, ended up putting a deal together, acquired Aldan like 6 years ago, and with all that, the last 6 years has just been, as much shocks as you want, 6-7 days a week, developing new products, set up distribution, really taking a company that was print and typewriters, when I got in there to
Dude, like I remember like when Garrett bought the company.
Yeah.
And I didn't even kind of know Garrett bought it originally. You kept it pretty low key that you bought the company originally.
You don't operate it until the ink is dried, until the check is cleared the bank. Man,
it was pretty
wraps.
like I found myself as like one of Garrett's pretty close friends, and I didn't know that he acquired this company for quite some time once he acquired.
My parents are going, well, you did what? You did what? Yeah.
But I remember still going into the office in the early days, and like how you changed it and how you developed, and I remember smelling just the cigarette smell, and just
Nothing screams American made like
coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah. Nothing screams.
You can
anything
live.
like
you can
that.
live off coffee, and I don't know how long you can.
You can
go
do
a
it.
pretty good time.
You can sustain yourself for a while.
It's able to be done.
The coffee pumps you up a little bit. The cigarettes bring you down a little bit.
Yeah. Your weight never changes. You're just right in there. Yeah.
Oh man.
So,
You just get that quick little head high to keep you going throughout the day.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the last couple of years has been, trial by fire. Here's this. I went to business school, whatever, learned some things in college, business wise, but the last 6 years, dude, has just been like in the weeds, basically restarting and building this company up from the ground up. So I mean, whether it's dealing with vendors, learning manufacturing, systems and processes, building teams, every aspect, launching new products, developing products, bringing them to market.
So that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
I mean, are you guys doing full like R&D, everything,
Yeah.
and then like when you took over the company?
Sure.
I mean, did you have any idea what you were even like?
Yeah.
Did you know the finer details of like suspension and a shock?
No, I mean in general. I mean, keep in mind, like when I was a kid or teenager, dirt bikes. I had 4-wheel drive trucks and stuff. So I knew a little bit, but not the intricate details of like the internals of a shock or how shocks work or what they're doing or even coilovers. I mean, my first experience with like coilovers, and for those of you listening, like what's a coilover? Like there's different kind of suspension types. There's different kind of shocks and springs, but essentially a coilover is like an adjustable shock. So you're able to raise and lower kind of the stance of your vehicle. And it's more of a performance. I mean, like F1 cars, race cars, NASCAR, those guys are running coilover shocks. So it's more of a performance shock absorber. And you see them on lifted trucks and things. And that's the thing. So with Aldan, we're primarily...
You see them on all the bro dozers.
Yeah, so that's kind of coilovers. But yeah, so yeah, my knowledge of, suspension shocks, like, yeah, you do a lift kit, you do... but now here's all kind of two-wheel drive, which was new for me coming into things. I've had two-wheel drive vehicles, but coilovers or a 4-link suspension or a custom chassis or independent suspension. So I've learned a lot about different suspension types, and then too from the team that's there. Even some of the folks that we have working for us now, they've worked for some of the largest, shock and suspension companies out there. So I mean, I've had a crash course in learning a lot of information about. I know more about shocks than I should, but yeah.
And anybody actually wants to know about a shock?
So I've been a guy. Hey, I'm an enthusiast. I'm into cars, trucks, guns, motorcycles, stuff. But here's a whole thing where it's a specific product, serves a purpose, and I've been I guess forced in a way to
you learn your
or
field.
by necessity. You got to know.
You adapt to your field, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been fun because like Garrett will bring me on to trade shows. I've worked car shows with you.
You've been to SEMA.
I've been to SEMA a couple years now with you. I've done Grand National Roadster Show with you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like Garrett will have me come and work the shows with him, and so I'll show up. I have my Aldan shirt on and everything, and I'm standing in the booth and I'm hanging out with these
You
guys.
faker, you know nothing about this company.
I'm hanging out
Yeah.
with these guys in the group.
Yeah.
And like, you have Garrett and Gary, and you
Yeah.
got your guys that just know the shock,
yeah.
the insides and the outs of the shock, and
Sure.
they know how to build the car. And like, some guy will come up to me and I'll be standing there and he's like, yeah, so I got an A body that I'm looking to put a coilover kit on. I'm like, oh, cool, all right, yeah, I got a brochure over here for you.
Yeah, let me go grab somebody that knows what the hell they're
sweet.
talking about real
So
quick.
sweet. Garrett actually was really cool. He set the
Yeah.
brochures up. We got A body. Sick. Okay, that's an A body car.
So
Okay,
let
A body car here.
He's reading word for word off the pamphlet.
Does this look like your car? Okay, great.
Going-
Okay.
This concept, what you're going for, right around here?
Yeah,
okay.
we could do this. Okay, yeah. So actually, my grandfather owned the company, and my Garrett and I were his grandkids, and so we're running the company now.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, Garrett, come on, get over here. I need you to talk to this guy. Right? I can only BS this guy for so
He's
long.
throwing the like wide eyes, like help me,
But
help me.
overall, like, I have gotten to learn a little bit about shocks because, like Garrett said, like, you kind of end up having to learn the lingo, and you have to learn what
Yeah.
certain things do. So I've worked enough days at trade shows with Garrett. I
Yeah.
can talk my
You-
way
you
through a
can- you
shock.
can hang,
yeah,
for
I can
sure,
talk my
for
way through
sure.
a shock.
Matt
Yeah.
went from saying the springy thing to yes, this is a shock.
Yeah.
This is
I have like full on hot rod builders.
this
like,
is recoil, this is
legit-
rebound.
Yeah, again, like, I've known my way around the car. I know how to work on a car. I know how to do different
Yeah.
stuff. But like, knowing a lot about a single component on a car, it's a little bit outside my knowledge. But then you get like at SEMA, you have some of the best car builders walking up to you, and like, these dudes have been doing it for 40 years, building hundreds of thousands of dollars of cars. They know their stuff, and they're talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, so
Yeah. But that's too,
Garrett.
But that's with anything. I mean, if you're enthusiastic
Yeah.
with something and you just listen to the person's story, it's like you'll learn something. They learn something, and it all ends up working out.
He's buying the most time from the guy. He's like, oh really?
Yeah, tell me more.
Yeah, tell me
Tell
more
me
about
more.
this car. That is so crazy. I'm so interested.
So what engine are you running in this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. What about your tranny?
Yeah.
I'm here to talk to you about shocks. So you got what
What
wheels?
tires are we
yeah,
thinking
what
we're putting
tires
on
are we
this?
thinking about? You go with a high profile, low profile?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. And then like, SEMA and the car shows, like, we get like your reoccurring customers that bought
Yeah.
Aldan shocks 39 years ago
Yeah.
when Aldan first started, and they'll come up to us and be like, Garrett, remember me? I got the 67 Firebird. I drove the car around the country for 2 years. Remember me, right? You know who I am. We're like, yeah.
absolutely. How could we forget?
Yeah. But it's cool.
It's fun, like, you get the reoccurring story, yeah.
You see folks, and it's like, because, too, we do trade shows and stuff all over the country, and you see some of the same people. You see people where, hey, they had a great experience. You see people of all, hey, I use your stuff on whatever. Now I'm doing a new build. So it's cool being a part of, these stories and this culture of the car culture that's, I've been into since I was going to Good Guy shows and stuff like that. It's what kind of sparked my interest. My dad was a car guy. And from that, my brother and I would watch like, Monster Garage and all that, those shows and stuff
Good old
back
Monster
in the day.
Garage. That was
And, like,
my dad
man,
used to love that
Yeah,
show.
like I want to go weld. I want to learn all this stuff, and that's and for me, I think going back when I was younger, doing buying and selling dirt bikes. Okay, well, hey, I got to pull this motor apart. Kind of learning those, little hands-on deals was cool, and was fun, hustling and wheeling and dealing and all that. And then some of those influences like Monster Garage and whatever those TV shows and read the magazines, it just kind of sparked that.
Well, I think that's how we taught
Yeah.
ourselves so many things, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had my GoPed, and I remember like I blew the piston on my GoPed, and I was like, oh, I could replace this thing. And like, I remember I took it off and I got it all back together, and I was trying to get my cylinder back on. I'm like, how do you get the rings to go back in there? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know what a ring compressor was, and like how to get it, like my piston back on. And I'm
Yeah.
like sitting there, I'm like, wow, cool. Like, I got this thing totally apart, and I have it almost all the way back together, but now I have no idea how to get my rings back in this thing,
sure.
And you learn as you go, and a lot of it's trial and error. And I think, like we had our dads that were into certain aspects, and they helped us with a lot of stuff,
The
and
only thing I learned from my dad was how to hold a flashlight incorrectly. Shine it over here, dumbass! Okay, Dad. Yes, sir.
aren't you
Okay.
still doing that for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you're still on that.
Yeah, I haven't really graduated yet. I'm still a flashlight
it's
guy.
all good.
Yeah.
It's, hey, every job's important, man.
And he's like, hey, go grab that tool, and I'm like, which one is that again?
Well, it's funny because like even Garrett, Garrett and I, you and I have had these experiences. Like, our dads have put us to work in some like really ridiculous scenarios. Like I mean, yeah, I know. I remember one job, Garrett, back in the day.
Yeah.
His dad called us up. He's like, "Hey, we need this ditch dug, in front of this house." And so Garrett and I
sign me up.
Yeah.
Garrett and I showed up to this house, dude. It's like 110 degrees.
Yeah.
The dirt might as well be concrete, and we're supposed to dig like a 3-foot deep by 3-foot wide ditch for like 100 yards, like out of this thing. That one was fun, and then the one we had with DA.
Remember we ripped apart that kitchen? Same deal. It was it was all that old like asbestos-ridden whatever insulation. The paper
It was like the
spraying.
newspaper, dude. And like Garrett and I might have went out the night before and had like a couple too many waters that night. Yeah, and I remember like I woke up the next morning and I was like, "Garrett, we doing this?" We're like, "Yeah, we're doing this." And so like we're sitting in there just hungover, young, stupid kids, and we're tearing apart. And we poked a hole in the ceiling that had to come down. It was like that confetti stuff, and we were like starting to hustle it out. We're like, whatever, dude. Like we just ripped apart the whole thing, dude. We had like 3 feet of just insulation confetti throughout the whole
Dude, gnarly. Yeah, good time. Construction's fun.
Construction was the best time of my life. Pause not.
Yeah. But I think it's good.
It teaches you something.
That's where I'm at now. Like, dude,
I mean, it teaches you a lot of shit. Like you will. Stuff you can do at your house every single day now.
Sure.
Like you can fix whatever you need.
Yeah.
And
I think that's
not so fun to work on.
For me now. It's like, dude, I'm riding the desk, man. I mean, I'm accounting, problem solving, phones, computer. I'm in front of a computer screen all day, and it's like, to do. It's two different worlds. Hey, let me demo this kitchen and breathe all this asbestos newspaper insulation. So that's one side, and then being in front of a computer all day, it's like, trying to find that balance, man. Trying to get out there, go to shows, see people. So it's like it's all good. But it's different experiences, man.
There's a lot of learning, when it goes to like building a company and building a brand, and Devin and I are going through it right now. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we're just learning that we have to do, right?
Yeah.
Because like we can only afford so much, but there's stuff that we still are capable of, but like we just have to figure this out on our own. And we got to figure out how to do certain aspects.
Balling on a budget, baby.
But you know too, doing that's the creativity side of it, and that's one thing I think within all this with Aldan. It's like, every day, hey, there's problems that come up, there's things that come up, but it's like, okay, how do I solve them? And then using your brain. It's not like you're just plugging in. Okay, let me what's that thing between my ears? What? But with all like what you guys are doing is so cool, because it's like it's the creative side of things in building a brand, building a company, in going out and being with people, meeting new people. And I think that's, for me, that's fun, and I would imagine for you guys too. It's like that's
it's cool, like on our end, because like you've asked us, today and other times, like what's your guys' end game? What's your goal? What are you guys trying to do with this? And I think it's fun that like it's so multifaceted that we can talk to you, a business owner. We can go out and we can have like Steve Caballero, like we had on the show last week. We could sit down with like pro skaters. We can sit down with businessmen. We can sit down with every aspect of life. And our show adapts to them. We can talk to them about everything, right? And just the failure perspective of it, having fun, talking about current events with these people. But what the cool thing is that we take away from it is every time we sit down in the room with someone, we're able just to have that moment beforehand where we're talking to them and just talking about life and talking about different things or bouncing ideas. And like you tonight, like we're sitting in there eating dinner, we're having a good time, and I'm like,
don't be giving out our ideas right now.
No, but I'm
That's the king at throwing them on the podcast, and I'm like, bro.
No, I'm not going to talk about what we talk about, but it was cool that like I was like, Garrett, what do you think about this? Because you've been running a business, you're doing great about your business. I don't know if I understand this right. Like, what are your thoughts? And then you are able to like say, hey, this worked for me, this didn't work for me, but hey, have you guys thought about doing this, because this could work really well? So that's cool. Then it goes up to the whiteboard and we figure it out. And then like, and I remember that was something I learned from you years ago, because you went to college. I didn't go to college. I went and flew airplanes, and then I used to visit you at Loyola all the time. And then living with you in Manhattan Beach and seeing how you worked compared to how I worked. And I remember like the whole whiteboard aspect.
Matt's work ethic. Work ethic. Wow.
But I think too, for me, going back when I was a kid, there's a point, and I'm like, well, I always kind of wanted to go to college. I mean, I wanted to go to law school. I wanted to be a lawyer, whatever. and anyways, that didn't pan out. But I went to college. But
Hey, shocks were a close second.
and
though,
shocks
right?
were a close second. But with all that, it's like
You would have been a great lawyer, Garrett.
no, but being hustling as a kid, building buying selling dirt bikes, building cars and trucks and stuff, buying and selling those and making money. It's like, dude, I could just keep doing this, but I'm like, no, I want to like further my education. I want to like learn some different things. I at the time, it's like, hey, after probably doing that kitchen, I'm like, dude, I don't want to be ripping down,
I think we both said that.
120 degrees doing all this work for Dave anymore, man. But
The legend, though.
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy's a legend.
yeah, DA. Yeah, if you're ever in the Bay Area, look us up. Our buddy Dave, man, great guy, great guy.
Stories for
Yeah.
King of the Mini Coopers as well.
Yeah, Mini Cooper
Yeah.
enthusiast.
I think he would have been a great lawyer, though.
You should get Dave on to come down sometime, man.
Dave would be fun to
Dave
have
would
on
be
the
cool.
phone.
Dave would be
Bring
cool.
another guy from the Bay Area.
Yeah. in the network.
Yeah.
But with all, I mean, people, hey, you got to go to college. I don't think so, dude. Like if you're passionate about something, or you want to do something, or you want to build a company, build a brand, like figure it out. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think, this week too, I've had like family friend passed away, and it's just like that reflection is, how short life is. And it's like, dude, if you want to do something or you want something, go out and get it. Like, go get after it. And the only one that's going to make it happen is you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to do something, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got limited time. Like, make it happen. Take that risk and
Hey,
and
Phoenix,
jump.
go ahead and just clip that right there. That's going to be our motivational speech that we're going to fucking put on.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. Like, just go do it. And then if you don't know how to do it on
Yeah.
your own, learn it, and
Yeah.
then maybe try to find someone that you think that will do this
Yeah.
well with you, right?
And that's the key to, I think, the key to scale, and that's what I'm ever learning. I'm like, yeah, because with Aldan, it's like, I don't want to be here. Like, how do I get to the next step? The next rung on the ladder. Keep building and growing. And with all that, you can't do it on your own. You've got to get ideas. You've got to collaborate. You got to meet with people that are smarter than you, or that have been down these roads before, to help you get there faster. Because maybe I could do it on my own, but it might take me 100 years. I don't have 100 years. Yeah. So you think about
Oh,
it.
with
It's
all
like,
that chain smoking you did.
no, I know all that secondhand smoke, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. No, but yeah, dude. And I just think what you guys are doing is so cool. And just for anyone out there, it's like, dude, you want something, go get it. Because the only one that's going to be able to push and drive and want to go get it is you. So if you want it, make it happen.
And then understand you're going to have your haters that are going to come through it, and you're going to have people like giving you crap, right?
Or struggles, or wanting to give up and quit. And
We have no idea.
No.
we haven't gone through that yet.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, where I'm at now is fun. It's cool. Every day is different. It's a challenge, and it's just like meeting people, helping people, growing a team, and that's been for me something rewarding. I mean, coming into Aldan, there was the folks that were there for many years, and kind of something we started recruiting out of the local high school, like the local high school automotive program. So we have
There's still a high school automotive program.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
Really?
Carson.
You know what?
Carson
Actually,
High.
I recently heard that schools have brought back.
They have.
Because they took it away, but I heard schools have brought back, because we had auto shop in high school.
Yeah.
We had auto, metal, wood,
Yeah.
small engines.
Yeah. Dude,
Electronics.
Even my wife, one of her kids she used to train or knows or whatever. But dude, Stanford, like
Stanford has a master's in welding.
Yeah, welding, wood shop. So it's like all that stuff is coming.
Well, so
Yeah.
I tried to. I actually signed up for car maintenance in high school,
Yeah.
which I thought was going to be, a really cool, like, learn how to work on cars.
Yeah.
Dude, you literally just read a textbook about a car. We built a scale model car, and I was like, it literally was like, here's how to change your oil. I'm like, this is what I signed up for.
What?
I'm like,
man.
I'm
Hey, at
like,
least
let
it
me
was
touch
not-
a car at least, like
Yeah.
a real one.
We had auto shop in high school.
I was in it. I did metal shop.
You did metal.
That's when you bailed to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But what an auto shop, man? How was that?
I did
yeah.
beginning and advanced auto, so I did 3 years of auto shop at the
Yeah.
high school. Auto was fun because we got to bring our cars into the auto shop, which backed up to the metal and wood shop. We had wood on one side, we had metal on the other, and then we had auto in the middle. Then small engines was right there anyways. But
Yeah.
I think I did them all. I think I did small engines, welding and fabricating, wood and auto. But auto was cool because they let you bring your cars into class, and you got to work on your cars. So When you got to advanced auto,
Yeah,
it was
that's cool. I wish I could.
yeah. When we got to
Yeah.
advanced, we
Yeah.
got to advanced auto, it was 2 periods. So one period you were in the classroom, the second period you were out in the shop working on whatever.
Yeah.
And then teachers used to bring us their cars to work on. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully those all work still.
Yeah, bad idea on the teacher's
But
part.
even like our
Yeah.
high school got rid of it. But
Yeah.
for us, so down in our shop's located over in Carson, California, and in Carson High School still has an automotive program. So with all that, reached out to the shop teacher, and just kind of recruiting, and then started getting these young kids in, and now some of them have been with us for 4 or 5 years, and they're
that's
just
sick though. Like
they
that's
kick
super
ass,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
And that's for me too. Is like we're making a product. It's made here in America. We're recruiting locally, here in the USA. So it's just like in these guys and gals that are working for us, it's like they're learning stuff. They're seeing a small business, and it's like my biggest thing is like, get these folks in, have them learn something.
Well, they should teach that stuff more in school too,
Yeah.
because it's like you can actually apply that to the real world.
The
Like,
trades
Totally.
need to
Keep
come back
the-
and be taught
totally.
in school.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've told you about why they got rid of wood shop at my school.
Hey, but I can't say like
Yeah.
our people weren't doing the same stuff. I mean, yours was a little bit more dramatic.
Well,
but
so they had to
Yeah.
get rid of wood shop at my school
Okay.
because one of the kids pretty much cut his finger off. And then the
Yeah.
teacher was like, "That is exactly why you always have to be safe." And then like a couple days
Yeah.
later, sawed his finger off.
Oh no, yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
That's not
So,
fun.
I
they were
remember-
like, "Yeah,
That's
hey,
not a
maybe
good
we're
time.
gonna write that one off."
I remember in our
Yeah.
woodshop class. Were you in wood with me?
Didn't take wood shop. man.
Okay, you just did metal.
Yeah.
But I remember woodshop. Wait, were you in metal when the kid drank his chew spit? Were you in that class?
I don't know. It's all blur. It's all blur.
Yeah,
man.
I
It's
remember
been-
some gnarly stuff. But I remember
been some years.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Yeah, I know
the,
Lightfoot,
the
yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
We were early woodshop. I think I was
Yeah.
like a junior. I think I was a freshman. Yeah, it was my freshman year because I remember
Yeah.
the seniors. And Lightfoot had us in another classroom, like telling us like how the semester was
Yeah.
gonna go. And he had the seniors in the wood shop, supposedly cleaning the wood shop.
Yeah.
And Lightfoot, all of a sudden, there was a group of seniors that came running back into our classroom because Lightfoot
Yeah.
had caught him doing some stuff. Dude, they were in there doing kickbacks with the saw, and they had the table saw on, and we're just dropping pieces of wood on it and shooting them
Oh
across
my
the shop.
God.
We also were the responsible for the ones in high school. Sorry if any of our teachers are alive and still watching this, but we made our auto shop teacher lock himself in the classroom and hide from us
Yeah.
because he walked out back, and we had like a Jeep flexing out on another car, and we were like driving cars over cars in the wood shop class.
Monster Jam or
That's why they got rid of them all, man.
right? People like you,
because of you, dude.
ruined it
I
for
remember
everyone.
getting got rid of it.
I remember we had to call
Yeah.
the vice principal, and I think it was Pete Alvarez comes running in the room, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Everyone back in the class
Oh,
right
no.
now!" And our auto shop teacher's locked in his classroom or in his
Out of
office.
control, dude. That's why it's gone. That's why
Yeah,
it's
Matt
gone.
ruined it for
We
everyone.
had too much
Thanks.
fun. We had way too much fun.
But yeah, so going back, so we're recruiting out of the local auto shop class that's still going, and for these young individuals and stuff coming in learning skills and
Yeah,
then
hands-on, like, actually learning
Yeah,
it.
learning about a small business, and it's like, dude, you're these I call them kids. I mean, they're in their late teens, early 20s and stuff now, but. I mean, they're learning stuff that, like, I never learned that. Like, I wish, when I was a teenager or in my early 20s, I was, in a small business learning these things and hands-on and learning how, a business works. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you have like kind of an idea guy that you'll go to all the time to bounce your stuff off of?
You know what, dude? So here's the thing is talking with my friends and stuff, getting out there and a couple of my guys at the shop and brainstorming and things. But it's a lot of it. I mean, running a company or running a small business, man. It's kind of you can get siloed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, you can get in your own deal. You can be by yourself. It can be lonely.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That's
so
what- yeah.
so with all that, going to events, getting customer feedback, taking calls over the phone, meeting with friends, meeting with other folks in the industry and things. And there's like peer groups and business groups and things. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I've got a network of people that I bounce things off of and stuff. But a lot of it's just friends and hey, I'll come with an idea, or someone else will come with an idea. Like, man, let's run with that. Or let's try that out. Let's try that in our marketing. Let's try that in our social. Let's get that on our newsletter or update our website. So it's, I don't know. Maybe I should do it more than I am, but I think that's a critical part in growing a business. Is not just being in your own head siloed, because you need that collaboration and that brainstorming. I think is really important.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I kind of have a guy on our side that I bounce a lot of stuff off of.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting there in the middle of the night and I'm thinking about something. I start typing it down. And I'm like, man, this sounds cool, but I need to send this off to someone. I need someone else to read this, right?
He has to send it to somebody else because I'm usually asleep when he's thinking of ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I bounce off of Devin all day, like, which is rad. But then I have my other buddy, and like my other buddy's cool, and he helps me with a lot of different aspects of life and just kind of figuring things out, right? And so I think what's really unique about him is kind of something he reminds me of all the time, is like never fall in love with your idea, right? And like never be afraid to let someone else come in.
Yeah.
And change that idea, because what always sounds great to you might not really work to the outside world. So like you always have to be, fluid with everything that you do. And when you create something, like just never say like this is it and this is the only way to do this, right? You have to be able to let change and adapt to outside opinions coming in and saying, hey, that's cool and all, but that only works because maybe it's an emotional idea, right? And it's not really a thought of after idea. So you learn a lot, right? And just like you said, the only way you kind of really learn without any experience is just do it.
Yeah, and that's it. That's totally it, dude. I mean, as you're talking about that, it's like, paralysis by analysis or vice versa. It's like, if you think about like, oh yeah, I want to do that, I'm going to do that, but you never do it. It's like, dude, make it happen. Like, go for it. Like, try. Hey, I want to start a YouTube channel, or hey, I want to start, selling a product on Shopify or something. It's like, well, make it happen. Like write it out. And here's something too. I mean, this is, I don't know, a lot of business books and a lot of people talk about it, but I think, writing out like the top couple things, 3 or 5 things, like, hey, the night before, this is what I want to accomplish tomorrow. And then as the next day rolls in, you're already thinking about it as you're sleeping at night or whatever. And then you're rolling in the next day and it's like, okay, here's my hit list. I've got to get these 5 things done. I'm not going home. I'm not going to stop until these are done. And making them realistic. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to grow the company by X and overnight. Like, no, that's not going to happen. But having realistic, goals every night, 3 to 5 of them, and then roll through. You're thinking about it at night. Rolls through the next day. Okay, I knocked that down. Great, I accomplished something. Set it up again for the next day. And I think that those gradual, pushes, are important. Whatever, whether you're trying to get through college, flight school, whatever you're trying to do, it's like, make it attainable, something you can achieve, and then you feel, okay, hey, I did something.
Yeah, it's important to put those like daily goals out there or weekly goals out there and kind of cross them off. And I think that's kind of what I'm doing with the whiteboard, Put that list up there, cross them off, date them, put the dates up there when certain things are going to happen, put certain aspects up there and be like, hey, we need to either figure this out by today or, this is something we need to get rolling.
Totally. And I think having that direction too. Hey, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to be. That's what I want to get to. Well, great. How are you going to do that? Because back to the bullet points, you're not going to write down, hey, I want to get there. Well, dude, there's like 6 months of work that needs to be done before that can happen. Like, what am I going to do today? What am I doing tomorrow morning that's going to, chip away at helping me get there?
We're learning that hands-on right now. With like, well, either one of us will come up with an idea and we're like, dude, that would be so cool if that happens. Yeah. And then like you look at it from like a more realistic aspect and you're like, wow, that's like going to be like at least 2 weeks worth of work. Yeah. Like at the moment you're like, dude, we can do this tomorrow. Yeah. And then you're like looking into it and you're like, that's not a tomorrow thing, I don't think.
And it's humbling. Yeah, right? It's humbling and it can be frustrating.
It can be super frustrating, but it's like it's also super motivating because you like want to accomplish this, but you do have to like be realistic, like you're saying.
Exactly.
Like,
otherwise, you're always gonna be let down.
You're gonna be frustrated the whole time.
You're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna give up. So you gotta have, know where you want to go, and then in addition to that, set it up. Hey, what am I doing today? What am I doing tonight and tomorrow to start getting towards that end goal?
I think that's the big thing right there. Like, what are we doing? Are we progressing towards that, or are we regressing?
Yeah.
Or is that something that,
like, for us, we're just regressing all the time? So.
No. But you guys are getting. I mean, you guys are getting after. You're doing it. I mean, this podcast is awesome. And all the content and the branding and stuff you guys are doing, and bringing people and conversations and stuff together. It's awesome.
I think something I learned. Thanks, bud. Like, I really appreciate that. And I think like one of the best things I learned is all you can ever do is ask and never be afraid to hear the answer no, right? So
because you'll never know. If
yeah,
you don't
you'll
ask,
never know.
You'll never know.
Yeah, and so I think that's just been a bold thing. It was like actually putting yourself out there and like be willing to just understand that it could be a no answer and not be defeated by that. Like there's certain brands or people that we want to link up and do stuff with, and it's fine. Like it's even fine if you reach out and they ghost you. You know, you just got to know like that.
That's not fine, man. Don't ghost us, dude.
Yeah.
Devin gets a little bit more emotional over that.
I mean, at least just tell us no. Don't ghost us.
No.
That one just hurts our feelings.
Yeah, and it's but it that builds confidence for so many other levels of life, right?
Yeah.
So something that I'll learn in building this company can also help with a lot of other aspects of life.
Oh, totally.
And whether what that might be, and that's something that we're also trying to work on the backside of that is like what can we create more that's just what we have going on here, and how can we take what we have here that we've learned and that we've figured out to try to like pump that towards helping people in another aspect, right? So there's a lot of cool things that I've learned about this that have really sparked interest in new levels and new ideas and always evolving. And I think it kind of goes back to like just Paul Walker's whole thing, AE, always evolving, and like that whole concept that why he was alive, and then what his business partner has done with the company and keeping that company active. It's a very motivational standpoint to kind of look at things like that. So but I mean it's fun. And so 2020 has been awesome.
It's been, you know what, and I'll say it, I've been blessed and fortunate. I mean, this year, as we all know, a crazy year. But you, it's kind of been good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, fortunate enough, a lot of our customers and folks, they're home. They're working on projects, working on cars,
running out of toilet
Well,
paper.
I mean,
building
if
new
anything,
projects
they've
and
gotten
stuff.
more time to work on, like
definitely
that car that they've wanted to be working on, but business was just crazy.
I'm working from home, and I'm on like, now I'm out working on the hot rod.
He's all tinkering on it on the Zoom call. No worries.
Yeah, exactly. He's got his cell phone set up on the computer. From
No,
the Zoom.
I'm in the office, boss. Trust me, I'm working really hard.
Yeah, but I think it's for us has been good, and it's been a huge growth year for us. But with everything, there's always challenges. But I think businesses and small businesses this year it's been hard for a lot of people. And I've been fortunate enough, but it's just weird times. And I hope things get back on track, and for sure. And then something else too is like, if you have a friend or you've got a family member or you've got someone that's running a small business or a restaurant or that's going through the battle, like support them. Them. Someone's making cupcakes, someone's building diesel engines or whatever. Go support them over going to a big huge retail outlet, because like you see some of the stuff.
Yeah,
it's
hey,
like,
screw you, AutoZone.
No.
Just kidding.
No, but you know what I'm
kidding.
saying? Like if you got family and friends, especially now, like they need you more than ever, and support that, because getting a lot of these small businesses through this year onto the next is like it's critical, because it's the everyday business owner. That's the small business folks.
They make the world go round, man.
Makes the world go round.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was gonna ask you. You probably have a million people that you deal with, but like, do you have a project that you've worked on that like stood out as like one of your favorite things? Like,
the C10.
No, so okay. So going back, my younger brother Spencer, he so it goes, probably one of my favorites is my brother has a 66 Ford Bronco he bought, or we bought in high school. So you can still buy Bronco. This is, I don't know, 15 years ago or something, 20 years ago. But you could still buy a Bronco for a few $1,000s. So anyways, we bought this thing, went through a few restorations on it. It actually, my brother and dad, they didn't weld the bracket or whatever.
I was standing in Garrett's driveway when this happened.
Yeah, maiden voyage. We did a Cummins 4BT swap in it, which is like a diesel. Like FedEx trucks, they have this diesel motor in it. And anyways, maiden voyage on like the second restoration of this thing. This is like 10, 15 years ago. But anyways, they rolled it over, no roll cage. So almost killed my brother and my dad.
This happened
in that thing. And anyways, my brother still has it, But fortunate again too that didn't go further south. But anyways, that was a cool build, and went through it again, did more safety stuff on it. But that was like an evolving project, that my brother had in high school. Drove it a little bit. My brother really wrenched on it, but it was cool seeing that come together. And
Yeah, that is cool.
That's
rad.
That was a fun. I mean, there's photos of me, you, your brother, and Ross when he first brought that home, and we were pulling the straight six out of it. And we're in your front yard.
Yeah.
And Spencer was mini Spencer back then.
Oh, he's like, he was like 13 years old, 14 years old.
And he was probably like 110 pounds? Maybe. All of that.
Now he's like a bodybuilder. Monster.
I was just gonna ask, why is he called Mini Spencer?
Yeah, he's like 6'5", 300 pounds of muscle now.
His brother's
he's not so mini anymore.
His brother's a big boy, but Spencer's awesome. I mean,
that's a thick ass boy.
But that was probably my most memorable one. And then now, like over at the shop, we've got a 71C10. My brother and I built. I've got that 94 Chevy pickup. That's kind of our next build. That thing was sick. It's gonna be going.
You've seen both, and you've ridden. Yeah. You've been in the 94 with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panchita.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Panchita. Yeah. Old bad blue,
that's
baby.
My baby. Yeah, that's my baby.
thing's...
So we're about to lay that thing out, lay some frame.
When are we gonna do that?
It's coming up, dude. Next week.
Are we gonna do it over there?
I think it's coming up.
You're slamming
next week,
Panchita?
You're slamming her down, yeah.
Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it at the R&D?
It's going on. It's going down, man. So that's.
I better.
We'll talk.
You better not forget my number, dude. You better not forget my number next week.
I mean, do you want to talk about because we went and actually looked at that location.
Oh yeah.
Your new spot.
We got our Skunk Works R&D facility.
Yeah.
We
little top secret mission.
Yeah, we're not saying where it is. I'm just saying.
Again, something Garrett acquired that tells me a couple months after he acquires it. It's like, oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah. But no, we got.
Let's keep it on the DL. Leave him alone.
No. It's the Aldan Shock Lab. It's basically just a place we're doing R&D. New product development. And we're doing a lot of installations and stuff. So we have friends, with vehicles, and we've got our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're looking to put stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. So
just
telling some of these stories. We're doing all this stuff. So now kind of the car owners, the vehicle owners, and we're doing our suspension installs and all that. And just a kind of a place we can develop, bring these new products to market a lot faster.
And it's a sick ass shop too.
No, I appreciate that. Dude. Yeah.
That whole little garage area is badass.
Yeah. It was I somehow I keep falling into like the 1970s like disco, chain smoking Marlboros, had all the wood paneling like cowboy.
I like it though.
Like 70s and
you got to run it.
Little bit of paint and some sweat goes a long way.
I was thinking though that upstairs, like you just got to leave that wood paneling. Like, you got to make that into something great.
Yeah.
Just keep the thick shag carpet, that wood paneling.
Yeah.
Wasn't there shag carpet at the original Aldan?
I don't even know, man. It's
and
all
just go light cigarettes and just leave them burning up there, just as like a scent,
Marlboro
incense.
Just so it really feels like home.
We got to get that old smoky bowling alley. I mean, you grew up at the bowling alley.
Oh yeah, good times, man.
Yeah, you grew up, chain smokers at the bowling alley. Yeah, a lot of good times back.
Dollar.
Why did everybody grow up at a bowling alley?
Yeah, dollar Bud Lights.
Dude, Garrett was drinking dollar Bud Lights when he was 12.
No, man, no. Yeah, Marlboros and Bud Lights.
Been doing it since I was a youngin'.
Yeah. But you know what, too? I don't want to do a plug or anything, but that whatever coffee you guys fed me earlier.
Our Muertos, man.
Dude.
Yeah, we got our buddies over at Muertos. So. Yeah. That's cool. I mean,
that was good. That was good. And here's my thing too. So we're talking about cigarettes or Bud Lights since whatever, dude. Yeah. But coffee, man. Doing.
Come on, Matt.
Come on, man.
But dude, so they have a good cup of coffee there, and like we were talking, I think we're all coffee enthusiasts, and I was thinking about, dude, I've been drinking coffee since I was like 3 years old. Like my grandparents telling me about all these cigarettes and coffee. Dude, no, you go over to my grandparents, man. They always have pot of coffee rolling.
She had the Sanka just
get the coffee
warmed up for you.
Yeah. But that was a good cup earlier.
The boys at Muertos are cool, and we did an episode with them 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks, yeah.
And they're a firefighter-owned coffee company out of Northern California, out of Winters, California.
Yeah.
I'm turning Devin into a NorCal boy slowly but surely.
I know, man. You're getting your influences on.
We're getting his roots, We're getting his roots in. We're showing him what home's really like, right?
It's all good.
Yeah. So.
This guy's out of his goddamn mind.
It's owned and operated by firefighters. Eli, that owns the company, rad dude, works for Folsom Fire. There's another guy from San Francisco Fire in there, another guy from Alameda County Fire in there. But their coffee's good. It's really good. It's brewed in Winters, California, or roasted in Winters, California, and
I mean, it's probably brewed there too.
Yeah, probably brewed there, right?
Roasted, all the above, man.
Yeah,
you guys are brewing it down here.
We're brewing it everywhere.
Yeah.
So
brewed all over the U.S.
Brew Nation, man.
They're rad, and part of their proceeds go back to the fire department and our first responders, which is really cool.
Yeah,
they have a cool thing that they're really reaching out after and like really trying to raise that awareness of mental health along with physical mental health with specifically our first responders, our firefighters, from what they're exposed to out in the field.
Definitely.
So it's cool that they're giving back to that. They're giving back to fire victims and stuff like that. It's a cool organization. They're small, but they're building. And so they were kind enough to sit down, bring us to their men's health, men's shave off event at the end of November.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they met up with us and they're like, hey, are you guys interested in collabing with us and starting a deal? So we are collabed with Muertos Coffee right now.
Cool.
You use promo code Just Another Failure at checkout and you'll get 15% off. Plus your proceeds will go towards the fire department.
Yeah, all sales, a percentage goes right back to helping firefighters. So it's like,
very cool.
How can you not stand behind that brand, you know?
Yeah. So it's like Spence. Dude. Spence is my brother's a firefighter.
Your brother's a firefighter.
And,
my brother-in-law's a firefighter.
Yeah.
My cousin's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have public service in our family.
That's in California, unfortunately, it's like, dude, firefighting, especially like on the wildland stuff. I mean,
we just had a wildland fire last week.
Around, dude. It's out of control. Yeah.
I mean, Silverado has now burned twice in the last month. We've had 2 massive fires in Silverado Canyon in the last month.
Silverado's had a rough 2020. Like rougher than us.
I have a friend out there. Silverado's cool because it's more like ranchette properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of equestrian
Come on, Matt.
ranches and stuff out there. I got this now brown cow, and the first one like didn't get close to her house, and then she was on the road and she posted on Instagram. Like the second one like got within like a couple hundred feet of her house. Like. So it's gnarly. Like we start to know people that are getting affected by these. And this summer when the Bay Area was burning, like I can't tell you how many ranchers' properties that I know that were personally affected that lost thousands of acres in this burn. How many families that were evacuated to my sister's property. You know, we had trailers living on the property. It was intense. And, you know, it's sad. There's some, you know, we're not going to get political into this, but like there's reasons that we're burning so bad that we could change and we need to. But
Matt's biting his tongue real hard right now.
But you know, Muertos is cool and it's fun that we're standing behind a product and we're helping a product that directly affects our family in a sense, right? Because we have family members part of the fire service. So thank them for their service. But yeah, like you said, their coffee's good.
Yeah, it's excellent. Whatever we're drinking, man, it was good
stuff. They got light, medium, dark roast. You were drinking a medium roast. They have K-Cups. They have grounds. They have whole bean.
Yeah.
And then they also do like September 11th, you could buy a big box from them, and proceeds go back to like the September 11th fund.
Very cool.
They have
they also do stuff for breast cancer.
Yep. So you could buy bulk, and it all goes back to those organizations, which is really neat. So
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm stoked to like turn you on to that, and I like that you have the positive feedback with it.
Yeah,
because it really is good coffee.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Coffee drinker many years, man. It's a good cup.
It's a step up from that Folgers.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Garrett. Like Garrett said, he was like drinking coffee in middle school. Man, like
Jeez,
I was still like hot chocolate and whipped cream, and this kid.
You still do hot chocolate and whipped cream. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know
That's the weirdest thing.
You know what, dude? I'm out of here. All right.
That's the weirdest thing, dude. We'll go somewhere and he'll be like, let me get a hot chocolate, please. I'm like,
with a shot of espresso.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, that's way more adult. You're right.
It's like a dirty snowman. It's vodka. It's got vodka.
Dirty snow.
My dad calls that mud butt.
That's from Chet, dude. That's Chet came up with that. It was somewhere up in Tahoe. They serve them up.
Dirty snow. Garrett,
that's for another
we can
day.
get Garrett rolling. Like if you want to have Garrett and have some fun, like we can do some funny stuff with him, and he'll start rolling on it. Like if you want to get him to like get his like accents going. And,
no, I'm good, man.
Oh,
it's late, man. You guys got me up past my bedtime, man.
Whoa, hold on.
But
we got an accent guy here too.
No.
Oh man, just he knows how to talk from the hood.
These guys know me since I was young, man.
Well, he's got that hood blood in him.
He's got that hood blood in him. Garrett from the hood. Yeah, he supply the boys with the scraper whips.
No, dude. You know me, our buddies got their cars stolen and stuff, and that ended up. Hey, that's on. And we watched like YouTube was just coming out, and I remember there was a couple local guys in our city,
local guys,
and dude, they had we saw, hey, there's so and so's Tahoe, whatever, got ripped off, dude, and it's on YouTube doing donuts and stuff at the sideshow. It's like, oh my god,
that's sick.
gnarly, man.
Oh, dude, remember when Sideshow came out? That Netflix series?
I don't know if I ever saw it.
You were the one that told me about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I don't know if I ever saw it. Well, you told me about it, so.
That's the
Yeah.
one we see you at the Sideshow.
No, dude.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. You used to be down at the
You were-
Sideshow. Garrett
Yeah,
used
but tell the sideshow. That's all started in the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, that's when we used to go down to East
Well,
Oakland
hey,
in the middle
hold
of the
on,
night.
hold on.
But it's because it's going nationwide. I mean,
Yeah.
L.A., it's Florida, Texas. You see all the social media, dude.
Right.
They
So,
happen
it's
down the
global.
strip.
so what I'm about to say, though,
Yeah.
is for most normal people that are from Southern California and not you weird NorCal folks,
Yeah.
what is a sideshow?
Oh, the Sideshow.
Break
Come on,
it down,
Garrett.
Matt.
Come on, G. You
Nah,
got the
break it down,
Sideshows.
man. Break it down. It's just taking a car or dirt bike and they're just swinging donuts in an intersection
Taking over an intersection. Get
Yeah.
the doors open.
or the freeway.
Or the
And
freeway.
especially, dude, now
What did
during
they used to
COVID-
call them? What were they? Hyphy trains?
Yeah.
They were hyphy trains
Yeah.
that used to go down on the freeway.
Yeah.
Dude, you would have like
No, dude,
you
it's not a joke,
You would
no.
have like you would
I know
It's not a joke.
You would-
It's not even funny, man.
You would get like 14
Yeah.
scrapers on the freeway, and the scraper is a donk if you're from Texas. I don't know what they would call it. What's a
But
scraper?
dude, it all came from like E40, Mac
Yeah.
Dre, like all those Bay Area rappers.
We started the hyphy movement
But
in the early
they were all
2004.
pulling it from all
Yeah.
the side
Yeah.
shows.
And then they started the hyphy trains on the freeway, and dude, you
Yeah.
would get like 20 scrapers on the freeway, like swerving, switching lanes with their doors open and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's
Doing
what's
80
a scraper? Like, what are
So
we...
a scraper would be
It's
a
just
donk.
like an old. I think it's just like an
You
older.
can keep saying donk, but what is
No,
that?
but it's
So
like
you
an
would have to
older,
take, like,
older car with bigger wheels.
Yeah, so
is
you would
what
have to
I
take something like
yeah.
late 70s to like
okay,
early
okay.
80s, and you're gonna
Yeah.
put like 26s on it.
Yeah.
You're gonna put what's your kit you put on there?
Because
you
do
sell
like a
them.
bigger motor. Yeah, and it's funny, dude. So we get a lot of calls. No, I'm not
Garrett
kidding.
sells
I'm
scraper-
straight, dude.
Yeah.
So we get so it's a term. It's called a G body. So
Yeah.
it's a reference. So like General Motors, Ford. There's different vehicles that'll have like a random like a manufacturer's code. So like an A body, like you mentioned earlier, a GM A body is a certain year range of like Chevy muscle cars. So there's the G body, which is from 78 to 88.
Which
It's
is a
like,
Garrett body.
yeah, GM. Yeah, what up? No,
tall, skinny.
but no, like so you got Chevrolet,
Big shoes.
Oldsmobile, yeah, Pontiac. You have these certain cars, and we get guys all the time, dude. And they're these things, the G body chassis. So like a Buick Grand National that would fall under that, or like a Chevy Malibu from the 80s. But these guys, you can get like a Turbo 6 or do an LS engine swap, big horsepower, and you can run these giant wheels and
then
have a ton of fun.
And you run a big suspension kit for them.
You can run, yeah. We do custom
Yeah.
coilovers to get these because we get calls from guys all over the country and they're like, dude, I've got this car. It has 500 horsepower or whatever. I've done an LS swap. I'm running 24, 26-inch wheels on a car that came from the factory with 15s. And it's like, all right, dude. Well, let's get coilovers
So-
on there because it's going to raise the
So
vehicle.
Garrett's
Yeah.
like the dad from Wolf of Wall Street, right? He's got the different tones on the phone. So
Right.
he could be like talking.
God.
He could be talking to like Chip Foose, like, yeah, nope.
Definitely,
I'll
we
get
can
I'll
definitely
get you
get
those
you those, sir.
16-inch coilovers, sir. And then you get the dude from he's Garrett be like, oh yeah, dude, I got you. You got the G body, I got you, dude. You want to run 26? You got the whistle tip,
Yeah.
we got the
Yeah.
whistle tip.
Yeah,
Hey,
dude,
he
we-
sees Atlanta on the caller ID and he's like, what's good,
No,
bud?
no,
They're like, is this G bud? Is this G bud? He's like, yeah,
No.
it's G bud.
No, we sell all over the world, man. So you name it. I talk to folks from everywhere, Alaska, Florida, France. I mean,
Hey, we got our boys in the Bay
Yeah.
Area though that you like, that motorsports company on the Bay that he hits you up all the time.
Which
Felony.
Oh yeah, Felony Motors, dude. Cool stuff. If you're into G bodies,
Yeah.
check out Felony Motorsports on Instagram.
He's rad.
dude. Those guys build some amazing Grand Nationals.
He loves Garrett. He
No.
hits up Garrett on the real all
No,
the time
we
though.
we sell them some coilovers and all that, and they I think they have one of the best Instagram stories just because they're real. It's and those guys and there's a few others out there, but that are actually wrenching on these vehicles and just showing real time like what's up because it's. You go to car shows, you go to SEMA and stuff. You're seeing like the 1% of what vehicles like can be, but for the majority, I mean, folks are in their garage, they're working on stuff.
Their
they
backyard,
might,
their
like
alleyway.
a father-son build, or a certain special like the Bronco. It's like there's a lot of history, there's a lot of stories, and in that stuff you see the high end. that's very limited. But the folks that are taking these older muscle cars, putting big motors in them, putting new suspension, like that's real. Doing it in their garage, building these vehicles in their garage.
Dude, you go to Northside Long Beach and they're all like the alleyway streets. So they got the garages in the back and they got the alleys. Dude, you go down some of those alleys and you see dudes building some dope lowriders and hot rods and stuff like that. Like the guy that bought my '68 Camaro, I went over to his house because he was like, he hit me up. He's like, oh, you like to build cars? He's like, I fabricate. He's like, did I show up to the dude's house? He has like a '48 Caddy. He's got like a '40 Lincoln back there. He's got all these dope cars that he's into, like the lead sled chop tops and stuff like that. These dudes are just wrenching in the alley in the backyard, chopping tops, dude, and they do clean work.
I know.
Like clean work. So it's rad that you get to see that side and you get to sell people that side, And
it's the thing with social media too, is I think, I used to work for Hot Rod Magazine and whatever, and it's some of those, the print and the digital marketing and advertising stuff has changed. It's like with social media, whatever kind of vehicle you're into, it's like you have instant access to see, every kind of picture, every kind of build, every kind of wheel type, at the tip of your fingers, and it's amazing. And I think for car culture, it's probably bigger now than it's ever been.
I'd probably agree with you. It's huge. It's
with
booming
YouTube,
right.
all the social, Instagram.
Well, and you can go on YouTube and just type in how to hack the fuck out of a roof. You know what I mean? Like
you want to see it. It's
you can
probably
learn
been
anything
done.
off of YouTube now. So it's like that's
so that exposure is pretty. It's pretty cool.
It's like anybody can go work on anything if they want to.
Yeah.
I think as far as exposure goes, though, I would probably have to coin my hoodness to Garrett. I was a pretty straight-laced kid that hung out with the Cowboys until I met Garrett.
Look at him. He's like, no.
And then the next thing you know, I'm going to Andre Nicotina shows, Tech Nine shows,
all those Bay Area rappers,
Gorilla Pits. I mean,
the
the Federation. Garrett's taking me every hyphy rap show, dude. We'd be the two token white boys in the room, what's up? Yeah, we got this. We got this.
But what was that place we used to go to?
What's Matt's favorite word?
In Santa Cruz.
Catalyst.
The Catalyst.
We did the Catalyst, but then we did some sketchy shows.
Well, that was when we came to LA.
Crash Mansion.
Yeah. But no, dude, but all that stuff, I mean, it's just cool. I mean, the Bay Area is a cool place, and it's
Garrett
cool.
was always into the hip hop culture, that was he was into the whistle tips.
Well, I mean, he did have an afro. So.
He had an afro. He had a 71 Bronco with whistle tips on it. He was the only dude that put whistle tips in Flowmasters.
No whistle tips. I want it. It'd be cool.
He thought about it.
Yeah. But
I'm just waiting for you to build a scraper. We need
dude,
that 88 Buick.
I want a G body. Those 78 to 88s, I love them.
We need to put it on 26s with a candy green paint job. Let's do this.
I'm down, man. I'm down.
Candy apple, just some spinners.
Yeah, got to. Remember spinners?
They
had people
big
for a minute. Do they still do spinners?
I don't
know.
I think that's more of the southern hip hop.
We had them in our kids in our high school had spinners.
Yeah, when they first came out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as big here, but that's more of a southern rap.
Remember
thing
when they
still.
had the spinner you could get at Pep Boys or whatever?
Yeah, the hubcap spinners.
Hubcap spinner. They're plastic.
And you would see people roll up on them, and you're just like, "What are you doing?"
Sick.
What are you
Dude, even
doing?
Big Timers had it in their song. The rims keep spinning every time I stop.
Yeah. The lifestyle. But that's with car culture and social media and all that stuff. It's cool to see people, whatever you're into, lifted trucks, Honda, whatever. It's
well, why you gotta say Honda? Because you were in one earlier with Matt?
I dig Hondas, man.
We were getting rolled on by the cops.
I think Honda's built some of the best motors out there, dude.
Also one of the most stolen vehicles out there.
They are. Yes, they are.
Matt learned that hands-on, actually.
Yeah.
Got accused of being in a stolen vehicle the other day.
It can happen.
Matt's
got to meet our local finest, right, in the best form possible.
Yeah.
Handcuffed and everything, sitting on the curb.
That's all right,
I mean, in his defense, you do look like a shady bum.
Just because I have a beard.
Look at him. He didn't even have anything to say to that.
Just because I have a beard.
Yeah.
What's the beard? What's the goal? Are you growing? I don't know.
No,
you grow facial hair, dude, faster than anyone I know. For me to get a beard that big would take me 50 years. It's a week. You haven't shaved in a week, dude.
He's the hairiest. He's the hairiest person I know.
I honestly hate shaving.
Let's talk about the end game. What's the end game? What's the next step? What's
the next phase,
dude? Gibbons, man. I just need to get on the Gibbons style.
Serious.
I just want the Gibbons long.
Are you gonna do it?
If I can, if there's a way that I can.
Dude, that's 3 weeks for you.
Wait,
Like-
you're talking about going like
Billy
full
Gibbons,
blown?
bro. Like Billy Gibbons, ZZ
No,
Top.
you're not. Shut
I
up.
will 100% do it if I don't have to shave.
Really?
The only reason I have to shave is when I fly.
Oh.
So
and
you're
so-
talking like
I will grow
nipples? Like you're going down
Belly
the...
button.
Shut up.
I will go belly button.
Shut up.
God.
Dude, if there's a possibility that I could, if I had a flying job that let me have like a really rad, awesome beard, I would love it. Because there would be nothing cooler than having that ZZ Top beard just cruising around with that
Just
thing.
get your own jet, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get this podcast going.
Let's go.
Let's get this brand
Let's
going.
get it, man.
The whole thing behind the beard is if I fly, I have to shave. We have to be clean cut. We have to be
Yeah.
clean shaven at work. I'll run the stash. Like I like running the stash. You know, I like keeping something up there.
Yeah.
Nothing says I'm a 70s porn star and fly a plane like a nice
But now
stash.
explain to me the beard though, because I know like firefighting and stuff. There's stuff you can't. You know, you got to
It's
wear
the same. So
same deal.
oxygen mask.
In case your
right?
oxygen mask
yeah.
comes down.
So there is actually controversy out there about this. Like there actually are like corporate pilots that I know that their owner doesn't care and they grow beards. You know, as long as
Yeah.
they're like kept nicely, right? Like some guys have like decent beards, but they like you keep everything clean cut, like on the edges
Yeah.
and stuff. Make sure it looks nice, right? But the whole rule went back to having on-demand oxygen mask if we had a pressurization failure in the
Got
aircraft,
it.
that our oxygen mask wouldn't seep to our face, that
Got
we
it.
wouldn't be
Okay.
getting oxygen.
That makes
We
sense.
have a pressure oxygen mask that we use in the aircraft now. So
Yeah.
when you put it on, it like sucks to our face now. Like it is
It
sucking as
it
hard.
doesn't care, man. It's
It
just,
doesn't care if
yeah.
there's a beard there. I'm
Yeah.
still going to be pushing oxygen because this thing is pushing against my
Got it.
face. So
Got it.
you know, I think there's probably different aspects of this. Like some people would say it just goes back to that good old boys, clean cut, clean shaven.
Sure.
You're a professional and this is who we are, right?
Yeah.
I respect that. I have
Yeah.
a lot of respect for the good old boys. I have
Sure.
a ton of respect for tradition, and I'm not here to disrespect tradition at all. I do know other owners that they're totally cool with it, which I think is cool. You know, I think if you understand the risk at hand that you're taking,
Yeah.
but you know you're going to be able to still operate your job safely, I think that's the...
If you're cool with Chewbacca flying your plane, yeah.
So-
Chewbacca was a pilot. Or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
he?
yeah.
Flew
Chewie-
the shit out of that thing.
Chewie
too.
flew the
Yeah,
Millennium
yeah, he
Falcon.
flew that thing.
Yeah, he was a big
Yeah,
Millennium
yeah.
Falcon pilot. So,
Yeah.
but you know, like it just kind of goes back to, I think, just more tradition, clean cut. People want to see
Yeah.
that like clean cut business person when they get on their
Sure.
airplane.
Sure.
There was an airline out there.
Well, you don't want cookie crumbs and stuff in it. And they're like, "What's that guy? What do you
Yeah.
have for?"
Half of-
Oh, he had a tuna sandwich.
Oh,
for
Half
dude.
of a
lunch.
Subway
It was
sandwich.
so
and
it was so funny because, like, you know, California, it could be 92 degrees tomorrow night, or it could be 10 degrees tomorrow night. We don't
Yeah.
really know where we're going with our temperature, but last night was cooler.
Yeah.
So,
So with
like,
the beard, your face is warm.
yeah, so
Warmer,
but it
yeah.
was
It's
really
like a
funny.
beanie for your
Yeah,
chin.
it was really funny
Yeah.
because like last night I was out at my buddy's house and we were outside and I had my beanie on, I had a hoodie and I had my hood over my beanie, and like I walked in the elevator and like my beard, it was like a little tighter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like I just look like someone that just needs to be in the
Oh,
wilderness
no.
right now. Like I look like someone that
Yeah.
just should be living outdoors. So
Yeah.
I was kind of stoked off of it. Like I just had this like grungy look, but
It's a hefty beard.
it's very healthy.
Solid.
Yeah, it comes in nice. I groom it and I take care of it. I've named it, and
Are we just gonna walk right past the name, or
you don't name your facial hair?
no? What's your name?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't.
Ah, you liar.
I should
Yeah.
name my beard because I have a relationship with it.
Yeah.
It's something that's very important.
Something
to
you
me.
got to maintain.
But
take
I
care
mean,
of.
I think if I got pulled
Yeah.
over for profiling the other day because I drove, you know, a not so hot looking car, and
yeah.
you know, it was just an odd story. Like I get pulled over by our finest, and they tell me my registration's out, and I was like, I'm pretty sure the tag says 21. He's like, nope, it says 19, and I'm like, I just looked at it, it says 21, and like I had the registration card in my hand, and I handed it to him, and then he walks back and he tells me to put my hands on the wheel. This is the short end of the story. Put my hands on, he pulls me out of the car, puts me in handcuffs, tells me the car's stolen. I'm like, that's probably not true, but
Yeah.
whatever. I get this is a very stolen car. And now, like, then
It's probably not,
not true,
We
right?
don't know
You know,
for a fact.
well, again, like the car was just given to me. I had no idea. So like it was funny because I start second guessing myself. I literally had the car driving for about 7 minutes in my possession. Like I just got the car. 7 minutes, I'm getting arrested. New course record. But sitting on the curb,
Yeah.
and like I remember I'm just sitting there in handcuffs, and I had Twitch's shirt on from Dirt Bike Kids, and it said "Dumb Broke Kids" on the front of my shirt. I'm like, this is a pretty accurate T-shirt to be wearing right now.
Yeah.
Everybody driving by you was like, "Look at this piece of shit."
And like, dude, I'm like sitting like where he pulled me over was like this dude's like, because I'm on the side streets in Belmont Shore, so like you're
Yeah.
kind of in people's driveways, right?
Sure.
So I'm just like sitting on the curb in this guy's driveway in handcuffs. I'm like, this is cool. And like then I start thinking to myself, I'm like, well, whose car is this? Like, I
Yeah.
thought this was my car, but like maybe this isn't my car. Like, whose car is this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Am I an idiot? And so he like, I'm looking at my tags because he has me in the back of the car, or the back of my car on the sidewalk, and I'm like staring. I'm like, dude, that says 21. Like for sure, my car's registered. So I see him just going back and forth, checking my license plate, checking the registration, checking the VIN number, checking everything. He finally comes back over and like picks me back up, takes the handcuffs off, and he goes, well, it must be like a DMV thing, and
I like that he put his hands behind his back the whole time to tell the story.
you know, you gotta get
Emotion.
you gotta get into it, right? Yeah, you gotta get into it.
Yeah.
It's
Get in that
PTSD.
mind-
Yeah,
get
so
in that mind state again.
yeah, so like he goes, well, we ran it again. It doesn't come up as stolen, but it doesn't come up as registered. I'm like, well, you have the registration card in your hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And so he goes, yeah, but it says 12/2/20. And I go, well, that was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I go, but that says paid 12/2/20. Like that's not the date the registration ends. Like it says paid 12. And he's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, are you even a cop? Like the whole time I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out. Like
It was his
dude,
first day, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like I remember, like the best part was it was a full on Super Troopers moment when he first pulled me over. Like I pull over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not on my phone. I'm not like I do dumb stuff. I text and drive. I whatever. Like I'm that person. But I'm like I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't speeding.
Yeah.
I wasn't running stop signs. Like why is this dude pulling me over right now? And like every time I get pulled over to the cops, I have friends. I have family members that are cops. I understand respecting law enforcement. So I turn the car off, roll all my windows down.
Yeah.
And I should have known like from the beginning that something wasn't right because he like gets out of his car and he's behind his door and I can see him in my mirror. He's like, turn your car off. And I'm like, my car is turned off. And then I hear him again, turn your car off. And I'm like, my car's turned off. And like in the back of my
Should've
head,
just thrown the keys out the window and been like,
I'm thinking like
What do
Super
you want me
Troopers
to
in my
do?
head, like pull over. I can't pull over any farther, And he like comes up to my car. I'm like, my car's off. And he goes, yeah. For some reason, I thought I was running. I'm like, like instantly, I should have known. Like, what's going on? Like something's not right. But yeah, that was my fail story of the week.
Was it nighttime?
Day.
Oh,
it was
day.
about
Okay.
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
it was like
it was-
2. Like
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
was
like, man, maybe
probably-
it was like a full moon or something. Or maybe
yeah, it was like
2
midday
o'clock in
'cause
the afternoon.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came over to my house after and he just walks in. He's like, so I got arrested. And I was like, oh, okay, for sure. But just living that
you were
failure
just,
life,
you were
dude.
just detained. You weren't.
Yeah,
he
I guess-
wasn't. He wasn't technically.
I guess
arrested,
detained is even
yeah.
the proper word. I was just handcuffed because I used the word detain and my cop.
all
He's
right.
like, well, did you go to jail? I'm like,
Yeah.
no. He's like, well, you weren't detained. I'm like, well, what am I? I was
You
not.
basically were in adult timeout. Basically, like that's what you were in, pretty much.
But Gary, I mean, can we talk about?
I'm good. I'm young, handcuffs, been there, cop car. It's good times.
Who hasn't been in a cop
Yeah,
car, right?
yeah,
I mean, come on.
yeah.
Everyone's been in a
You
cop
know.
car at least once
Yeah,
or
it's
twice
good
in their
Matt's,
life.
Matt's just living the
Yeah.
failure brand. He's just trying to keep with it. But
We'll just get through the end of the year, and then next year, right?
2021 will be my
it'll
year.
be better. It'll be
2021.
better, yeah.
We'll just keep saying that.
well, I mean, I think that actually that's a nice way to transition into asking our question that we like to ask
Yeah.
everybody on the show. Like, Matt's been living just another failure, getting arrested, and
Sure.
we can barely
Afford to live.
make a podcast happen
Yeah, it's
every
fine.
week.
You know.
No, but like,
Yeah.
what's been your biggest
Yeah.
failure that you've gone through and been
Sure.
able to overcome, and you can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
Maybe getting arrested, like he was just saying.
No, I think.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and I don't even know even that. It's. I think with a failure into your guys, just another failure podcast. I've been thinking about that, and it's like there's a lot. I think with anybody, if you're living, like, you have failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing stuff, if you're not doing anything, you're probably not. Maybe you're failing by doing nothing. But I think, especially too, if you're running a business, or you're going through school, or grinding it out at a job you hate, or there's so many ways. And for me, I mean, there's been a lot, man. I mean, and I've been thinking about that as I'm coming here today. Is just even the word failure. Like, if you've tried something, and I hate to use that word try. I always tell my wife, I tell my friends, I'm like, dude, try is the first word in failure. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you imagine someone's like, oh yeah, hey, can you go do that? I'll try to do it. It's like, you're not gonna do it. Like, get out of my way. I'm gonna take care of it. But yeah, for me to fail, I mean, yeah, I failed on a lot of stuff. But I I think even within this business, there's things where I'm like, dude, I messed that up, or, I didn't put in all my effort. So I think, is there one big failure? I don't know, and I think too through life is if you keep going and you keep striving for things. I don't know. I think if you don't try anything, that's a failure. But who knows? Because how do you gauge it? It's so tough.
Yeah.
Because you can look at certain things. Hey, I got handcuffed on the curb, or hey, I dropped out of college, or hey, I quit the team, or there's a lot of different aspects. But if you're still going and you're still progressing forward, was that a failure, or was that something that you learned from?
A turning point.
Yeah. So yeah, I could point out a million different things. Hey, quitting X team when I was younger, or not going off and doing this, or taking this path, or not being further along in my career or personal life or whatever. I mean, you could look at things, but it's a tough question, because I think who's to really judge? I mean, you guys could judge, your family can judge, but I think at the end of the day, it's yourself.
It's your own self-judgment on yourself, what you failed at, right? Because no one else's opinion really matters. But, and I think that's a great answer of how you said it, And
it's
kind of a BS answer,
but
I've been thinking hard, because I'm coming here today, I'm like, dude, what have I really failed on? And I mean, I could list a ton of things, but it's like, well, yeah, I wasn't into
you
that,
probably have it like every time you try to do a new product development, right? Every time you're trying to release a new product, you're not going to nail that the first time you put out a new shock or a new kit or something like that. You have that field work and that trial and error, that R&D that's put into it. So,
or you have this idea and it's like, dude, here's the perfect plan on how it's going to go. And it's like, oh, dude, I fumbled on the first yard, I messed it up.
Now, have you had to take ideas that, like you're developing a new kit, or you're developing a new shock or coil or something like that you've tried, that you've had to throw away, that you have to just say that's not plausible, we're not going to do that, or you always like maybe put it on the back burner or try to come back to it, or like
I think with the stuff we do, I mean, with the products like at Aldan, our biggest thing is they've got to be safe, they've got to work. Our philosophy is, hey, it's a bolt-on and go type application. So, if it doesn't meet those criteria, is it a failure? I don't know, but did it help us get to some? But with anything, I mean, you're developing or you're innovating things, or being creative in attempting to do new things. It's like you're not going to hit it out of the park every time. Like you're gonna stumble, you're gonna fail.
Your brother's like your worst critic, right? Because you use him for a lot of test dummy stuff.
Oh, dude, my brother, he's awesome, man.
And like you'll send like kits to him. And,
dude, he's building the 49 Chevy
the 49.
now.
But what was it like? You sent him something, and he like called you. And he's like, dude, your instructions suck. Like,
he called. And he's hypercritical. I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
They might be like the Rolls Royce, and he's going to tell me, dude, this is a pile, dude. What are you doing, man?
Every time his brother calls him, like I've been around a bunch for it, and like Garrett will have like this full installation kit, and Spencer will just hit him up and be like, dude, you're missing, like, I basically had to rewrite your whole instruction because your instructions were just garbage, and it helped me nothing with what I was doing. So,
but that's like the younger sibling syndrome, whatever. So.
Garrett's like, well, I thought that was a pretty good idea right there.
No, but I think some of that stuff too is
I put 1, 2, 3 for steps.
But I think with everything, I mean. I think with anything in life, dude, it's to hit it out of the park the first shot. That's tough.
Yeah.
Because you think anything you want to do, it takes time, and then it's like, well, how much time am I going to put into this? How much effort am I going to give? And too, if you put all that effort into it and then you quit or you stop, did you fail? Or and maybe if you stop there and that's it, and then maybe go into a depression or something, or pick up some bad habit, or maybe that's a failure.
Yeah.
But if you stop something and start something else, and you're enjoying it and you're happy and it's helping others, I don't know. It's hard to say.
And I don't like it's definitely a tough question to
very
answer.
Tough,
it's a really hard question, but it's really cool, like getting different people's perspective on this stuff, because it's like everybody has a different answer to that complex
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
But, because some people will be like, this was definitely a defining moment for me. This was a failure. This, I should have done this different.
Yeah.
Then you have people like yourself where, you kind of look at it from like an outside perspective where it's like,
Yeah.
put it all into one big ball and it's like,
Yeah.
trying whatever, a business or to be a professional athlete, whatever it may be. It's like maybe just taking that step that you didn't do, maybe that is your failure.
Yeah, because at the end, we all die or whatever. But it's like how you look back is who's to judge. I mean, it's unless you go down personally like some destructive path that's causing harm to you and causing harm to others. I think that's on the route to failure. But stopping something or pausing and kind of redirecting or rerouting and going a different way. I think that the things you learn from whatever experience it was, I think that progression forward, did you ever fail or did you learn something?
Yeah.
Well, that's a really cool answer, and it's like I said, it's super cool hearing everybody's different perspective on that question because it is gnarly, but
because everybody, dude, everyone stumbles, everyone has, oh man, I didn't do this or I disappointed X or, everybody stumbles and falls, but did you fail or did you just hopefully you learned something and you're moving forward? So that was a learning experience instead of a.
I love it. That was a
failure.
good answer.
That's
I
a
like
really
it.
great answer. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
it got me thinking, man.
Not bad.
No. I wish it was just a one-liner, like, "Hey, yeah, man, I crashed my
I
bike.
sucked at this.
Crashed my bike and whatever."
But, the longer answers are the better ones, so we appreciate it.
No,
but
that's cool.
you got anything else for him, or what do you got?
Well, what do you think about Debo dying, dude?
Oh, dude, Debo, man, Friday.
Yeah, man, that was like one of your heroes growing up, right?
Debo, those Friday movies are the best.
R.I.P. Yeah,
dude, R.I.P. to Debo.
What happened?
He was kind of young too, wasn't he? Only like 63 or something.
Yeah, friends found him dead after he showed symptoms of COVID. So apparently, but
was he like tall?
He was
pretty big. He was in WWF.
He's a
Really?
pretty big
Yeah.
dude.
Huh?
It's weird though. I've seen him at like Supercrosses and stuff, and like in the movies, you're like, damn, that's a big dude, and then you
Yeah.
see him, and you're like,
Okay.
like he's a good
Yeah.
size.
He's
dude.
a legend, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. How big was he? I mean,
I don't think he was like that. He wasn't a monster. Let's say that.
Because in all his movies, dude, he looked
He
like
looked
he's
like
just,
he was
like-
6'5",
yeah.
300 pounds.
Oh shoot, okay.
Really?
So he's Spencer size, man.
He's 6'5", 300.
He didn't look that big, honestly.
He was a big dude, though. You got to figure like that dude in Friday on the bike. Like, think about him
Yeah.
maybe it
riding
was
a
just
bike down the
maybe
street,
it was just
dude.
the flannel that made him look slim.
I think so. That flannel is very flattering.
Dixon should do a Debo flannel, dude. They need to bring that one back.
Yeah.
But
everybody was hiding their chains when he came around.
Yeah.
My grandmama gave me that chain.
Yeah. What was that little guy? The comedian, the little guy, a magic.
from Friday,
The guy that was that Friday. Where he's like pimped down. He got hit with the wrench. Wasn't that Debo? No.
little guy.
No, it was next Friday.
Next
after
Friday?
It's one of the Fridays.
It was a little.
You know the guy that had the hair?
Flavor.
Like the
Oh,
Dutch-
Cat
Cat
Williams.
Williams.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
thinking Flavor Flav.
No. Yeah.
That was Garrett's hero as a
Oh,
kid,
man.
dude.
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav's cool, man.
Really?
Who-
That was like a.
Who was Flavor Flav for Halloween? You or Ross?
I think Frost with the big clock and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. He's awesome, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, there are stories from Garrett from our growing up days that are just absolutely hysterical, man.
So
Yeah.
you got 25 years. How many years we know each other? History,
Yeah.
man.
We'll
Nonstop.
definitely have to get you back.
I think
on
he
and
would've
get
been
more
a-
stories out of
Like
you
a
for
quick
sure.
one. Like, I think he would have been a great lawyer. Like, one of my favorite instances with Garrett. We had to be like, I don't think we were 16 because we weren't driving. We went to our buddy's cabin in Tahoe, or no, Bear Valley, up in NorCal. And we got up there. It was snowing. It was freezing outside, and the power was out. Like, power was out. It was freezing cold. And like Garrett's like 15 years old, and he's like on the phone with like our buddy's dad was there, but for some reason Garrett's calling the power company at this point, and Garrett's like, man, we got sick kids in here, dude. We need our heater on. We need our power back on. We got sick kids up here.
And they came out that night like, oh, we'll get the power back on. This poor family.
Just a bunch of stupid kids in there, and he's like,
dude, and then
got you out there.
The next day, Garrett and I are snowboarding at the ski resort, and like it was like the first run of the day. And like we're going down the mountain, and I just remember like the skier behind me, like kind of out of control on the skis, and like I see him just start tumbling. I was like, "Oh, dude, I gotta get out of this guy's way." Like as soon as I started to speed up, like the next thing you know, I'm just like knocked out on the ground. The dude had flipped and hit me over the side of the head with his ski, and I'm just like out on the side of the mountain. I come to, and like Garrett's sitting there, and this dude's sitting there, and the dude's like, he's like, "You're good, man, right? You're good. Like I got kids, man. Like I got kids." And Garrett's like, "Dude, you just hit my buddy over the head with skis. Like, what are you talking about? You have kids.
You
like,
tried to kill my friend.
Yeah, you just tried to kill my friend." I could totally see Garrett as a lawyer, dude. This dude like always had people's back, calling the power company, just like talking out on dads on the mountain at the ski resort. Like,
you just almost killed my friend. I don't give a damn about your kids.
Yeah.
So do you think Aldan, you got Aldan on Instagram?
Yeah, Aldan American.
Yep, you're on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, Instagram.
Aldan American. Are you on TikTok yet?
We're on TikTok.
Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, we've got Alexis is our new marketing director of marketing over there, and she's like, "Oh my god, we got to get on TikTok." So I'm not on there.
You got to get on there, G.
And
I might be on there.
Low-key Garrett's like,
low-key Garrett's gonna get on the TikTok
with the door closed. And he's
no, dude. I'm out of it, dude. I know. I feel like I'm old. Like I don't TikTok.
Garrett's doing voiceovers to E40 in the office. Like you just see Garrett in the office just like casually shut his door. Like he's
yeah.
Yeah, hey, can you guys be quiet? I have a business meeting and
Tell me when to go.
the door.
Tell me when to go.
Subscribers are just like, or they're going this way, whatever way.
Yeah. Doors open, mate.
Yeah.
Garrett's just thiz facing the office like,
oh no. All these Bay Area references, man. Yeah. Matt will have a.
Dude, it's like a constant with this guy. Like he'll just be like, "Oh yeah."
You can thank Garrett for that, dude. You can thank Garrett for all my hood rat ghetto experiences.
That's all Ross. That's all of our buddies.
Run into Oakland in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And, we can thank Detox for that too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we had Detox on the show.
Like I was saying, I didn't know anybody from up north, and then now there's
all,
like 793 people.
He had Caballero, he had Detox, he had you, he had Muertos Coffee.
Yeah. Steve Caballero, he's from the Bay Area?
San Jose.
Oh, cool.
Campbell.
Right on.
Yeah, he's a Campbell boy. Yeah, he moved down to SoCal in 2014. Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, I met him like 2010, 2011 through my buddy, and we talked about that last week on the episode with him, but super rad guy, cool. And hopefully start doing a little more with the skate community and do some more with the hot rod community. Totally. And I think that's the cool thing with this is doing stuff with you and then people you partner up with, doing things with London Boat Rentals, partnering up with London Boat Rentals. Like thanks, you guys for giving us our space where we're at now.
Yeah. Yes,
dude, London, they're the best, man. You come down to Long Beach, Belmont Shore, dude, and the Duffy boats is where it's
at. We got Duffys, jet skis.
Speaking of Duffys, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything, but we might have a little something coming with the Duffy. So
we do have something coming with the Duffys. We're gonna release next week. Actually, by the time this episode comes out,
it's a Christmas surprise.
It's a Christmas surprise with Duffys. So hopefully you guys enjoy. But come down to London Boat Rentals. We have Duffys, we have jet skis, and we actually have something bigger coming, but we can't talk about it. But it's coming in the spring.
Should be pretty sweet.
Pretty awesome. But overall, Garrett, you're a busy dude, man.
I appreciate you guys getting me out here, getting me out of the office. Man.
I appreciate you coming out of the office and hanging out.
We have you past your bedtime, so
yeah.
No, man,
we'll do some more.
What is sleep? What
is
sleep?
We're gonna do some more follow-up episodes, especially with you, and I think that's something that the podcast might start focusing on to an extent, right?
Yeah.
Is follow up with certain people and see where you guys are at. If you're a business person, like see where you guys are at in business, maybe 6 to 10 months from now, right?
Yeah.
Doing that with you guys, Muertos and other brands. So that's something cool. And dude, just thanks again. You've also been rad of trying to open up space for us too. So we can't thank you enough because you've had some space that we would like to possibly do something with as well.
Yeah, come down to the Shock Lab, man. We'll make it happen.
We'll do something at the Shop Lab.
Down to the secret
location.
location.
We'll have the Shock Lab, and we won't leak the area. And if the guests are there, we're not really going to leak what's going on in the back room.
We're actually going to put a bag over their head.
Yeah, we're going to put a bag over their head.
How did I get here?
Yeah, it's going to be a little different, right? So, but dude, we appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me.
so much for coming on the show.
Good stuff. Good deal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Awesome.
it. Oh, are we gonna still try and do our game? Are we gonna try the new game?
Oh yeah. All right. Before we sign off,
I mean, because we got our buddy.
we got
here.
a buddy here, so I think we could play the game with him. So if you guys remember, Devin and I for a while were playing Would You Rather. We had fun with Would You Rather. We were having some great questions, some good content. We had some funny things come up. We had guests even call in with Would You Rather. So Devin has been our creative guy. He came up with Would You Rather, and he came up with a new game. So Devin, let's explain the game real quick. It's short, it's fun, it's fast.
I mean, it's pretty simple, and it's basically, it's basically just any word you can really think of, throw it out there. Whoever is answering in the shortest amount of time has to come up with the first thing that comes to their mind with that word. So like we were saying, like milk.
Cow.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
You gave him too much time to think about it.
Yeah. But it's just like a word association. So whatever comes to mind from one word, like that's your answer. So
Okay.
you should I start?
Yeah, let's start.
And you just go, you bounce.
Yeah.
I mean,
bounce
we can
back
like
and
you can
forth.
pick like
Yeah.
whoever you
Or
want.
just someone
like,
calls it out.
Just like tell like
Yeah.
be like, all right, this one's.
Or
for
we can
Garrett.
just call it out, and whoever's not calling it out, that person, the other two people
Maybe
to
we
say
can
it.
do that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just throw out a random one. Llama.
Spit.
Camel. Camels and llamas related.
Llama's related. Let's throw out gobble.
Turkey.
What do you got, Garrett?
Pyramid.
Scheme. Devin, don't say it. Don't say it,
That
Devin.
was a solid answer. I'm not saying anything. That was a good answer.
I had another word there, but I think it wasn't
Yeah.
as politically correct.
Yeah, it's at my peripheral. I got like this. I see the orange and I see like sand, and I'm thinking like I'm in like
Egypt.
yeah, like in Egypt or something.
That's a great. Well, let's go with that word. Vibration.
Dildo.
I can't even comment. Oh.
Why was that the first thing that came to mind? Come on.
Go on, Garrett. Pirate.
Come on.
Ship.
Hey,
I'm keeping it
hey,
G-rated.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Clam.
Bake.
Shell. Taco.
Boat.
Taco, but wait, what?
Yeah. Is there a taco boat?
Taco.
No, I'm thinking of sushi boat. You can have a taco boat. Good old food, man. It's past dinner, man. What's up?
I'm just going.
No, do you guys have lists on those
No, I'm
strings,
just
or
going
you
off the
you
top of my
coming up
head.
random?
Yeah,
Okay,
just
okay.
coming up random.
Yeah.
Wait, this is actually one that I did write down. Pork chop.
Fat kid.
Jesus.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon. Oh my god.
Oh.
All right. Well, that was not bad.
That was
not
pretty
bad.
fun.
How long,
for-
yeah, I mean, keep it rolling, man. I mean,
Let's see what else we got.
What's a good one, dude? Is this some kind of psychological test?
Yes,
It
actually.
is.
It's like
all
from
your
There's going to be a
answers.
study after.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we're actually
should
writing
you know
down
what
all
we
your
should do
answers.
like on another one is like Van Wilder, like show like an abstract photo and be like, tell me what you see in this
Yeah,
photo.
what do you see here?
Dude. Oh, God.
That'd be a good one with Garrett.
Yeah.
We could do-
Well, let's see.
See all the underlying issues that we have.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. You're right,
Yeah.
Matt.
Carol Baskin.
Bitch.
What was the dude's name in that Tiger? What was Tiger Man's name?
He was the Tiger King.
Yeah.
The Tiger King.
What is the Tiger
Joe
King?
Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
What a legend. Remember that
Yeah.
guy was like at the start of quarantine?
Yeah.
And he got us through?
That's what they were I was watching something or listening to something. They're like, yeah, like that, like the timing of it. Everyone was at home.
Dude, it
and,
was like week 2 of quarantine.
Dude,
It
blew
was
that
like maybe
thing
week
up.
1. I will
Yeah.
never forget. Like, I was at my parents' house when quarantine started because I got back from a trip and I couldn't even get back to LA. Like,
Yeah.
I was stuck in the Bay Area at my parents'.
Yeah.
And I remember I was at my room up there and I was like sitting there and I was like Netflix. I'm like, what's this Tiger King show? And I remember
Yeah.
like I watched the preview or like the first night I saw it, I'm like, I'm not watching some dumb show like that. And then the next night I turned it on and like I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is oh my, whoa,
Yeah.
holy, and then
Hey,
I remember
after episode 1, you were like,
dude,
Hooked.
I remember I watched 3 episodes the first night. Like I was up till 2 in the morning. I was like, I gotta turn this off.
Dude, is he getting out of jail?
Dude, you know he's been in
Or
jail.
is he out?
He's been in jail for like a while. So
But I
like
think
he
he's
got
getting
sexually
out.
assaulted in jail too,
by a guard.
which I don't know. Like,
I don't know if
'cause-
that's assaulted if you like it.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
But dude, like, if you found out, like he's been in jail for like 5 years.
yeah.
Like that show, like
Oh, because it goes back to like 2015 or
yeah,
something.
like that thing. He's been in jail for a while.
But
so.
isn't he out or getting out or
Oh,
something?
Joe Exotic.
He might be getting out
Yeah.
soon, maybe,
Yeah.
but he's definitely still locked up.
Yeah, interesting.
But there's like more and more stuff that keeps coming out, I think, and so he's
There's always
like,
more to the story.
There's something
like-
with the Kardashians.
well, like he's getting like
But he's
he
gonna
might
get
be getting
pardoned or
more. No,
something,
he might be
or-
getting like more time.
Oh, okay.
He's currently doing
Yeah.
22 years at the federal prison. So he has 22
Wow.
years. So
He'll get out in
But-
5 for good behavior.
yeah, for putting a hit on Carol Baskin. But look at this hot Hollywood podcast. Olivia Jade speaks out. Joe Exotic plea to Kim Kardashian and more. Huh.
I think because she's like a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And so he was trying to get her to help him out or something. I don't know.
You
Yeah.
would have voted for him for president, right?
Did he run for?
He was trying-
mayor or-
No,
Yeah,
he
he
ran
ran
for
for-
he
he ran
ran
for
for like
congressman.
mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
Which and
Huh,
Are you trying to go with that mullet?
dude, that mullet solid.
Your dad had a pretty majestic mullet.
My dad had a mullet. I had a mullet as a child.
I had a mullet like not that long ago.
He's
I
growing
might have
a mullet.
another one here
Yeah.
soon. Honestly,
Hey, they're in right now.
You gotta-
They've come back. You know.
Our buddy was running one all summer, a bleached
Yeah.
blonde mullet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
now he's just got frosted tips and he looks like a weirdo.
He
It can
looks like
happen.
Garrett's old favorite band, 98
Shout out
Degrees.
to our buddy Alex.
my boy.
Garrett loved 98 Degrees.
Yeah.
Big 98 Degrees guy.
Oh, yeah.
We're wrapping it up on
Yeah,
that note.
Garrett-
I don't even know what to say.
Garrett
Yeah.
went between Tech 9, E40, and 98 Degrees when you were in the
Yeah.
car with him.
Yeah,
Just-
all my tribal tattoos, all whatever.
cover every-
You know what we need
Yeah.
to bring back? We need to bring
So-
back a Dougie 2.0.
Yeah,
Like-
the Ford Ranger.
Yeah. Dougie.
Great vehicles.
Dougie had a great life, you know.
Yeah.
We had some good fun in Dougie.
Yeah, the Ford Ranger, whatever, in the 90s, 2000, you can beat the hell out of those things, and they just keep going.
Our buddy had a green single
He had
cab,
like 2 or 3 of them,
but the green one's the OG.
and they don't die.
Yeah, the green was the OG, and that's the one
Yeah.
that you got a little sick in.
Oh, sick. Probably burnt the clutch, tried to crash it.
Our buddy was the king of giving love taps to people. We would be cruising up the street, and he would like get close and just like tap people's bumpers as we were driving, like all the time. Just
Dude,
Called them love taps.
the gas pedal, like the pedal fell off. So there's just like
that was
like
the
a-
bar.
It was
It was
just
a bar, but it was like
just a
it was
metal
like
bar,
a negative
yeah.
spring, and we were driving up to Clear Lake. This is like I don't know, but anyways, he's like, oh, I can do it. So instead, it like the gas pedal falls off. He's like takes a shoelace, strings it through. So you're driving this thing with pulling the shoestring, you know, on the gas pedal.
Yes.
And at this point in time, we learned too. Anyways, our buddy learned that you can go and then kick it into neutral and hit the emergency brake and swing a 360. So he's doing this up in Clear
With
Lake,
a
dude,
shoestring in
on the
hand, and he's
street.
just like, "Scare!"
like 40 or 60 miles
I'm
an
not
hour.
gonna lie, he was
and
actually a
lock it
very
up.
talented
Dude,
driver.
one
He
of the
used to
best
drive,
drivers.
like, dude.
Yeah. So our buddy, so that's that. So going back,
His WS6.
So the WS6, that was my first experience with coilovers.
I thought you were gonna say first experience going 200 miles an hour.
We went over too fast, triple digits. The first time triple digits, getting close to that. But anyway, it's stupid. But dude, yeah. So our buddy, that was my first experience. He had that 02 Trans Am WS6.
Dude, that's a bad car.
Bad
Still,
car, dude.
I like
and
that car.
They're cool. It's 6-speed LS1, but he got a custom set of coilovers, and I'm like, what are these coilovers? And he's like, oh yeah, dude, got them on there, lowered them all the way, blew them out in like the second day, because that's like coilovers. They look great when you have them all the way at the lowest setting, but you're gonna blow them out. You're gonna blow every single shock out. You know, you have to have some preload on those springs. But anyways, 16-year-old kid or whatever didn't
You don't
know
care.
that. But that was my first experience with coilovers. And
I think-
first time doing triple digits in a muscle car like that.
You know, dude, I'm looking
on
at
the street.
2000 Trans Am WS6 with the T-tops,
Yeah,
24 grand.
yeah.
I think I need a T-tops. Bring the T-tops.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
They were a rat. Dude, that car was fun, though.
Yeah.
It was fast.
You're gonna get pulled over in that too.
You get arrested.
Yeah, get arrested for. He's gonna pull you over and just be like, "You look like a nerd in this."
Yeah, that car too. So a couple he ended up selling that car, and
The bag of cash.
And here we are, these 16-year-old kids, dude. And those dudes came out with a bag of cash, like, "Yeah, we want to take this thing today." And he's like, I gotta talk to my mom. And I'm looking at it like, dude, take the cash, man. Get it,
Right?
get it, dude.
Get it.
Oh man,
Crazy.
There's some days we should just maybe relive a couple times, like the basement or the ping pong or the 40s.
It's all crazy, dude. But everybody, you
Yeah.
grew up in a small town, dude. It's it's good catching up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll definitely have to bring you back on, dude.
Yeah.
We could get a million more stories out of you, but
Yeah.
make sure you go check out Aldan America on Instagram. Is that your?
Yeah, at Aldan American, and Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We're there, updating daily. YouTube, we've got a new
Go
video
check out
coming
some
out
sick
once a
cars
week, every
and-
Monday.
Yeah. And then
Yeah. Thanks guys for tuning in, and
Yeah.
we'll bring Garrett Kid Rock back in here. You know,
Kid Rock.
another one of Garrett's
Right,
childhood
man.
idols.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Definitely. But thank you to our sponsors as well. Muertos Coffee. Make sure you guys go use promo code Just Another Failure and get 15% off.
15% off.
15% off of some delicious coffee. All proceeds go to firefighters as well. Shout out to our boys over at 30 Seconds Out,
Red
Boost
Flags.
Oxygen, and also the boys at Manscaped. And then thank you
Yeah.
again, Garrett.
Thank
this
you
has been
guys.
super fun.
Good
And
times.
we'll
Look-
see you guys next week.
Look for some collaborations coming soon.
Big
Right on.
things are coming.
Cool.
See you guys.
Later, guys.